Mark and I took a flight from Tirana, Albania to Athens, Greece on Sky Express. The flight was about 2.5, 3 hours. And going through customs, it was hot and it took about another 2.5 hours going through customs alone. Okay, so this is the Airbnb that Mark and I are staying at in Athens, Greece. I can't even believe I'm saying that. I've always wanted to do this. Not always, but since I was about, I don't know, 35 and I'm 65, maybe even a little bit younger than 35. Anyhow, this is the bathroom, washer, which is great. I got areas to hang my stuff outside to dry. Small shower though, unfortunately. Again, right? Small shower. I don't know if it'll even tell you. If you were a very big person, you would not be able to fit in here. I can fit in okay. But Mark's 6'5", so anyhow, so this is the bathroom. I'm happy about this because I need to wash my clothes. So anyhow, so this is the living room. It's small. And then this is the kitchen area. And small TV too, but we don't watch TV really. And then this is the bedroom. Right here. Okay, and this is the balcony. This is what sold me. Right here. Are you ready? Wow. Stunning. Okay, so we're staying here for 5 nights. And this place is costing us $815. Euros and dollars are about the same right now, so. But this patio was fantastic. I haven't been able to use any of the patios that I've gotten because we've been getting rained out, but at least this one's covered. And that view, that's like a picture right there. Okay guys, so it's the next morning, daylight outside, and we are looking at the beautiful sight in front of us. Looks like clear skies, and I can't believe that we got an Airbnb so close. It's an incredible view from our Airbnb, that's all I can say. So we have tickets for tomorrow, and I'm not sure how the hike is going to be to get there, but we'll find out tomorrow for sure because we're really looking forward to this. Well, okay. I guess you can't, not until the class opens inside first. Now this is a bigger size elevator than what we've been in. We've been in elevators that are so small, honey, what, 4 of us are like almost snugging up to one another, spooning each other.
Yeah, spooning a stranger. Oh, the joy.
Okay, watch how it opens first. Oops, that's okay.
All right.
Walking outside our Airbnb, we decided it would be a good idea to get some breakfast since we were pretty hungry. Luckily, the place that we found was just right around the corner, and breakfast is pretty darn good too. The tax here is crazy. It's 13% on our food and 24% on our orange juice. Right around the corner from where we ate was where I bought dresses. They were $10 each, and I bought 5. Looks like a secondhand store here. Wow. Okay. I love secondhand stuff, but yeah. Did you come in here because you knew it was a secondhand store?
Yeah, and then I was looking at those plates on the wall.
Not seeing anything I really can't live without. My mom used to have these kind of plate-like copper pans or whatever you want to call them when I was a kid. Anybody need a chandelier? No, you see anything you can't live without, babe? Old cameras.
There's a downstairs. I don't know if we can go downstairs.
I would think so. We can ask. Lots of stuff. Got that musky smell too. So as we're walking along, we came across a mercado, and looking at their wonderful fresh fruits and vegetables that they have here was very enticing. However, since we were only here for 5 nights, I was not going to be doing much cooking.
Hello, bye.
Now these are faba beans. We used to call them horse beans, those guys. Right here, I used to eat them right off the vine. We used to grow them. Those of you who know me, I do cook, but I want to sightsee as much as I possibly can while we're here for only 5 days. These are the smallest little avocados I have seen. Picked up some bananas, a big red bell pepper for me, some oranges, and I think that's it. And it was €5.50. So $5.50. One thing that I will say about Athens, Greece, walking around and discovering different places, is they do have a lot of open squares there, which is phenomenal, I think. This must be Cat Alley. Kitty, 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 kitty. Hi. Hi, gatos. These two must be brothers. Hi, look at you. Look at you. Hi, you want to be pet? Huh? Okay. We used to have a kitty like you before. Yeah. His name was Patches. Yeah. So we were just kind of walking around, meandering, checking out narrow streets and walkway areas, just like I said, just following the path around and seeing what was there. And again, you know, graffiti is alive and well everywhere that we went in Europe. And Greece was no different for sure. It had its share. So we're going to show you some pictures as we're meandering around of Greece. Now this was interesting, turf on the walls of a home.
Quite a few.
You don't take everything along.
Yeah. Mark and I are looking for somewhere to eat, and it looks like there are quite a few choices. Look at this pretty building behind us. Not sure what it is. I'll have to check it out when we get something to eat. So, as you can see, we chose this place to eat at. Mark got a regular burger with cheese and bacon and stuff. I got a Caesar salad. I got a vegan burger that was actually pretty good. And then Mark added some onion rings to his order. I had one, it was very tasty. In Athens, we found tons of these deli stores all over the place. You can see from the looks of this one, it's humongous. They sold everything you can possibly think of in this store. Not sure if they sold baby diapers though.
What are you looking at?
I'm going to buy these 2 bar soaps. They're for your hair. Look at, they've got the purple one for you with your white hair so that it doesn't tarnish, because white does that. And then this one is just a regular. So I'm going to buy them.
Okay.
Another thing that I loved is all these oranges. They just grow wild on the trees on the streets. It's pretty awesome. Again, as I was saying, there are just tons of squares throughout Athens, Greece. It's really nice. There's restaurants, coffee shops. People just kind of gather around with their friends. I really loved it. Walking around, we stumbled across this old woman, otherwise known as a yaya grandma in Greece. You can see there's many, many narrow streets here. Now, I don't know if all the locals shop in this area where all the shops are, or if it's mainly for tourists to buy stuff, but it went on and on and on, and there was just tons and tons and tons of shops. After leaving this area, we stumbled across another area that was a huge market for selling a bunch of stuff. We stumbled across these two t-shirts. I'm sure you guys can relate to one of them, right? This was a very cool place. Anybody need a cocktail or wine or beer? Okay, time to sit down for dinner, and it looks like somebody scored a beer.
So, I didn't think I was that hungry when we got here, but the more I ate of the first gyro, the hungrier I got. So this is actually my second one now.
Just to let you know, I had one of these. And then at the very end, they brought us some delicious desserts to share. The next day, it was beautiful outside. Had some coffee on our balcony before we started our day. All right, well, we are on our way. We are walking up the Acropolis and on our way to the Parthenon. It's a beautiful day, bunch of cats hanging out, and some cool things to see along the way before we get to the top. I snapped a picture of the city while we were walking up there. Beautiful. All right, so we actually have not made it into the Parthenon yet to see it, or on top of it. We are on top of the Acropolis now, but it was just a beautiful view, and I kind of wanted to show you Greece. Okay, so we're walking up here now after taking some incredible views. And Mark actually bought the ticket, so we had to go to the ticket counter. And then we found out that we did not qualify, I should say, for the senior discount that he thought we could, of $15 a ticket. You had to be a EU person to get something like that. So we had to pay $30 a ticket. And then we got to ask for a refund. Wow, at $30 a ticket, you think they're making some money? I do. There's probably 1,000 people, I would imagine, that go through here a day. Pretty cool, huh, guys? Wow. Mark looked it up, and there is about 20,000 people that go through here daily. Times 30 is $600,000. That's a lot of moolah for one day. Now there's several different structures up here, and I took different angles of several of them, so that's why you're going to see multiple pictures of the same structures. I do believe this structure is the Parthenon. I don't know if these are all the stones that they found here. I'm sure that they were. And they're displaying them or maybe putting them back together from the temples. Maybe not. Maybe they're just leaving them on display. I don't know. I would have to read more about it to see. So here's Mark. Turn around. What do you think?
Amazing. It's beyond words. Paulette and I were just talking. You know, never did we ever dream that we would make it to a place like this.
Amazing! Incredible. Pinch me. Am I alive? Did I die? Is this part of heaven? Wow. As we were walking around, we saw this guy down here, and we found out what he was doing was cleaning the rocks. So if you look closely, you'll see a bird fly out and another one in one of these little holes that are in the wall. I guess that's their nesting area. Just look at all these stones. I mean, they are massive.
Like this one has stuff carved into it.
It does?
Yeah.
Where?
On the front. That looks like all carvings to me that have been worn out over time.
Maybe they marked them all each piece. Amazing though, isn't it? How did they get all this stuff up there in Roman times to build? If you're a brilliant person and you know the answer, let me know. Here we're coming across the Temple of Athena, and I've got several different photos. And after the photos, you'll see what we saw are a lot of people dressed up like this that are taking their photos up there. This is for all you guys that are drooling right now, wishing to have been here, or wishing to have, it's on your bucket list, put it that way, to come here. I've seen a couple of people that were dressed up like Athena with these little gold crowns on. I should have taken their picture, but I didn't. Isn't this cool? So we're bringing you live footage from the Two Travelers in Athens, Greece. Gotta love it.
Olivier Santé. Maintenant, je vais être normal. Je suis bizarre, je vais être normal.
I think it might have died a couple times when he played.
Pretty cool, huh?
The goddess Athena, she did not become goddess just like that. She had to do a contest with Poseidon.
See, like here's another person. We've seen so many that are dressed like this that are taking their photos in front of the Parthenon. So it's amazing. But yeah, but she's the only one I'm getting the photo of. But we've seen probably a dozen in white with little crowns on and everything taking their photos. Honestly, I didn't get photos of everybody, but there was about a dozen people doing this. And of course, you're going to see us in a bunch of selfies. Why wouldn't you, right? Well, our day is done. We spent about 2 or 3 hours there. We had a fantastic time. I mean, I never thought I would have seen this in my lifetime. Actually, I've wanted to always go to Greece, but I always wanted to go to Santorini. But we made a switch to Athens because of all the earthquakes that were going on in Santorini. But I have no regrets about coming here. I think it was an awesome, awesome experience for sure. And I know Mark feels the same.
Yep.
You wanted me to do a video? Are you going to talk?
So on our way back from the Parthenon, we decided to stop at this little restaurant, which we passed on the way up, going up some stairs. So it's pretty cute.
Some stairs?
Well, a lot.
I know, I should have counted. I'm usually a stair counter.
So it's pretty cute. So Paulette's going to show you the rest of the restaurant.
This is down our first set of steps. We decided to visit the Temple of Zeus, and tickets were $20 each, $10 if you were a EU citizen. Way overpriced for what you saw, considering that going to the Acropolis was $30 each. This was nothing compared to that.
Part of it's being remodeled there, and then you can see some other parts of the structure here. I wanted Paulette to stand beside these fallen blocks after hopping over a fence, just to give you an idea of just how high these things are, but she was unwilling to risk the possible jail time despite my reassurances that I would eventually bail her out of jail.
So we wanted to watch the changing of the guards, and I sped this up for you to save you the agony of watching it in slow motion. But this is at the old palace, known as the Parliament building now. So, yeah, kind of watch this and see what you think. I don't know if you've ever seen Changing of the Guards before, but it's kind of interesting. And towards the very end, when the other guy, I don't know what he is, a sergeant or something, comes, it's kind of weird what he does to with the guy on the right-hand side, where he takes the tassel and he puts it like by his mouth and lips and rubs it back and forth. That was just very strange, I thought, in my book. Okay, here's the part coming up that I think got really weird for me. That evening, we decided to go out, look at the lovely view from our balcony, have some cheese, salami, wine, and dolmas, which is the stuffed grape leaves that I absolutely love, can't get enough of. Next day, we decided to take a stroll at the National Gardens of Athens. It's huge. The day that Mark and I were there, it decided to rain off and on. The paths is like a dirt kind of a path, so that wasn't so great. The park is actually located in the center of the city, and if you walk around there, you will find orange trees. So if you need an orange or you got a little bit of an appetite, pick one off the tree. This garden actually used to belong to the palace for the king and queen back then, and since then it's been open to the public. Here we did some walking around at night, and this was during a weekday, but you can see how lively it is here with all the people out, all the restaurants, businesses booming, a lot of people outside for sure. This restaurant decor was very cool looking. I loved the lamps, I loved all the color, I loved everything about it. If you're ever in Greece, I say stroll around the streets, and just the nightlife is pretty fun. So I hope I did a good presentation on presenting Greece to you. This was my first video that I did. But my final thoughts are Greece was fantastic. I would definitely go back again, no hesitation.
As would I. We're already talking about maybe going to the Greek islands at some point.
If you like what we're doing, we hope that you'll consider subscribing to our channel. Goodbye, beautiful Athens, Greece.